Welcome to The Deep Dive, the show where we cut through the noise and get straight to the insights that matter. Today, we're embarking on a really deep dive into a profound transformation. It's about how we consume and interact with entertainment, especially music. And it's not just about new technologies popping up, right? It feels like a really fundamental shift in how we get our fix of stories, sounds, experiences, all of it.
That's exactly right. This deep dive is all about unpacking these seismic shifts happening across media, music, and entertainment. We'll explore how social platforms, artificial intelligence, how they're redefining everything. From how you discover content to how artists build their careers, even how traditional studios are trying to compete. Our mission really is to understand the challenges, highlight the innovations, and reveal some of the surprising facts that are shaping this evolving landscape for you.
And to help us navigate all this, we've pulled from some really top-tier reports in the industry. We're distilling key insights from places like Deloitte's Digital Media Trends, the IFPI, that's the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, their Global Music Report 2025, and also specialized analyses of Gen Z's music habits from the BPI, the British Phonographic Industry.
Yeah, those are crucial.
Plus, we've got the 2025 Music Trends Shaping Consumer Behavior Report, a Cultural Intelligence Report, Media, Music and Meaning 2025, and Trends on the Horizon. Essentially, we're cutting through hundreds of pages to give you the clearest, most impactful picture.
Okay, so to truly understand this evolving landscape, we first need to talk about a kind of fundamental economic reality. The pie isn't getting any bigger.
Right.
Consumers, on average, are dedicating about 6 hours daily to media and entertainment. What's striking here, really striking, is that this number isn't growing.
It's fixed.
It's basically fixed, which means every platform, every content creator, every streaming service, they're all fighting for a slice of the exact same pie. It's not an expanding one. It really is a zero-sum game for your attention.
Absolutely. And the fixed nature of this pie, it isn't just about attention, is it? It goes right down to consumers' wallets. We're seeing that spending on subscriptions just isn't increasing. A lot of people are reporting real fatigue, from managing a ton of different subscriptions.
Definitely. Subscription fatigue is real.
And growing frustration with rising prices. And when you factor in things like the median household income climbing consumer prices, well, essential spending just takes priority over discretionary entertainment.
It does.
It's a genuinely tough market out there for entertainment providers right now.
Indeed. And this financial pressure seems to be hitting traditional media particularly hard, especially pay TV. We've seen a really significant decline there. Subscriptions have dropped from, 63% 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Down to just 49% of surveyed consumers today. That's a big drop.
Huge drop. And while live news that's at 43% and sports, 41%, are still the main reasons people are sticking with pay TV.
Right, the main anchors.
It's clear the landscape has just fundamentally changed. Streaming video on-demand services, SVODs, and social media, they're now offering free, or at least cheaper, alternatives, which makes it increasingly difficult for traditional pay TV to justify its high costs.
That's a critical point.
Oh.
And we also see a really stark generational gap here. Look at this. 23% of Gen Z and 18% of millennials plan to cancel their pay TV subscriptions within the next 12 months.
Wow. Compared to boomers.
Compared to just 8% of boomers. It's a massive difference. And beyond the obvious cost difference, you mentioned pay TV averages, like $125 a month.
Yeah.
While 4 streaming services combined might average around $69.
Big difference.
What does this generational divide truly signify? Is it just budget? Or is it a fundamental shift in how younger audiences value content and how they want to access it?
That's the key question, isn't it?
Plus, consumers are also just frustrated with the sheer number and, frankly, the quality of ads they're getting at those higher paid TV price points.
Right. You pay more, you still get ads.
Exactly. And even the cheaper live streaming TV services, they seem to have kind of stalled out in growth.
Yeah, their growth has stagnated. And it's not just pay TV feeling the pinch. SVODs are facing their own set of challenges, too. While a majority, 53% of consumers still use SVOD most frequently.
Which is still high.
It is, but there's this growing feeling that the content isn't worth the price. 41% feel this way, and that's up 5% from just last year.
Sure.
And almost half, 47%, feel they're simply paying too much for their streaming services.
The data on pricing sensitivity here is, it's really illuminating. The average cost for SVODs, it's risen 13% in the past year, now up to $69 a month on average.
13%.
Yeah, and for Gen Z and millennials, who average about 5 services each.
Right, they stack them.
They stack them. For them, that's a staggering 20% increase in cost. And consumers are pretty clear on what they think is fair. They say around $14 a month is the just right price for their favorite ad-free SVOD.
$14.
Yep. Anything over $25 deemed too expensive. And get this, a near $5 price hike could lead 60% of people to cancel even their favorite service.
Just $5. That's incredible sensitivity.
It really is. And this pressure shows up in high churn rates. 39% of consumers canceled at least one service in the last 6 months.
Almost 40%.
And that jumps to over 50% for Gen Z and millennials.
50% churn for the younger groups. That's a staggering rate. It really speaks to how fragile consumer loyalty has become, doesn't it?
Absolutely fragile.
So this financial pressure on traditional media, it creates this intense new battleground for advertising dollars. And this is where things get truly fascinating, I think, for marketers and platforms alike. Major SVOD services are now introducing cheaper ad-supported tiers. You see it everywhere.
Yeah, almost all the big ones have them now.
On average, these cost around $9 a month with about, 8 minutes of ads per hour?
Something like that. And over half of SVOD subscribers are now actually using them.
Over half. Okay.
And it's not just ad-supported SVODs. More than 2/3 of younger generations are subscribing to free ad-supported TV fast services. Think Pluto TV, Tubi.
Right, the fast channels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's the bigger picture. Most digital ad dollars aren't flowing to traditional TV or even SVODs, really. They're primarily going to social platforms.
Why? Is it just the audience size?
Audience size is part of it, but it's more about their superior ad technology and, crucially, their advanced AI capabilities for targeting and measuring effectiveness.
Ah, the tech advantage. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's the real game changer for advertisers. Listen to this. 63% of Gen Z and 49% of millennials say social media ads or product reviews are most influential on their purchasing decisions.
Most influential. More than TV ads.
Far outstripping streaming video ads. Plus, 54% of these younger generations find social media ads more relevant to them personally.
Feel relevant too. Okay.
Meanwhile, global ad revenues for traditional TV, and that includes streaming video, are projected to see really slow growth, only about 2.4%.
Only 2.4%. It's a huge fundamental shift in where the money and the influence are truly going. It's all migrating.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And this rerouting of advertising dollars leads directly into one of the most significant shifts we're seeing overall, the meteoric rise of the creator economy. And alongside that, the evolution of celebrity itself.
The creator economy, right.
The data shows that 56% of Gen Z and 43% of millennials find social media content more relevant than traditional TV shows and movies.
Oh, relevant. And the time spent backs that up in a huge way, doesn't it?
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
Gen Z spends 54% more time, that's about 50 minutes more per day, on social platforms and user-generated content, UGC.
50 minutes more on social and UGC?
And conversely, they spend 26% less time. That's about 44 minutes less per day watching traditional TV and movies.
44 minutes less on TV and movies. That's not just a slight preference. That's a massive realignment of daily media consumption.
It really is. And what's particularly interesting is the personal connection that's driving this. A majority of younger generations actually prefer creator videos.
Prefer them.
Yeah. And approximately 50% of Gen Z and millennials feel a stronger personal connection to social media creators than they do to traditional TV personalities or actors.
A stronger connection. Like they know them.
Exactly. It fosters what psychologists call parasocial relationships. You feel like you know them, even though you don't. And that drives deeper engagement and loyalty.
Right.
So creators are effectively becoming the new reality stars.
The new reality stars. That's a great way to put it.
And they're leveraging generative AI tools now, too, to run their businesses, create content faster, even match with sponsors more efficiently.
That's a powerful observation about creators.
Yeah.
But if they're the new reality stars, what happens when they try to cross over, into traditional media like TV or SVOD? Does that authenticity, which is so core to their appeal, does it survive that leap?
That's the million-dollar question. The data suggests it's a mixed bag. Only about 29% of consumers say they're willing to watch creators on traditional platforms.
Only 29%. Not huge.
No. And interestingly, 30% actually feel that creators lose their authenticity when they make that move.
They sell out, basically, or it feels like it.
Kind of, yeah. That perceived authenticity is fragile. But interestingly, cross-medium success works both ways. Around 40% of Gen Z and millennials say they follow reality stars or athletes on social media after seeing them on TV.
Ah, so the discovery can happen on TV, then the deeper connection forms on social.
Exactly. It indicates this deeper cultural shift where authenticity and accessibility, often championed by independent creators, are really redefining the whole concept of celebrity. It's becoming more about connection than just fame.
Okay, so amid all these huge shifts, attention shifting, ad dollars moving, creators rising, where do the traditional players like record labels fit in? Are they becoming obsolete?
Not at all. Actually, amidst these profound shifts, record labels are playing a crucial and I'd say often underestimated role. They're powering artists, fostering innovation, driving global cultures.
Really? Even with artists able to self-release now?
Yes, because labels remain essential partners. They take significant financial risk, they fund artist development over the long term, they drive technological innovation, especially in a market that's just completely saturated with content. We're talking over 1 million tracks released per week.
1 million a week. Wow. Okay, so how do they cut through that noise?
Well, let's unpack this with some real-world examples. Start with artist development in this new digital world. Take Tyler, the creator. Columbia Records supported his really authentic creative vision for over 13 years.
13 years, that's long term.
Absolutely. From his odd future days right up to his #1 album, Chromacopia, which did, what, 85 million streams on release day?
Right.
Massive.
Huge number.
Columbia's focus was clearly on amplifying his vision, using his own team, backing global tours, leveraging Sony Music's international network, using companies like Ceremony of Roses for merch. It proves that long-term artist development, respecting the artist's unique voice, is still absolutely key.
Okay, that makes sense for an established, unique artist like Tyler. What about newer artists navigating TikTok virality and stuff like that?
Good question. Look at Mike Towers. He came up from SoundCloud, signed with Warner Music Latina in 2021. This guy releases a prolific amount of music, like 60 to 70 songs a year.
Whoa!
But hits like LLA went absolutely viral on TikTok. Warner supports his very artist-led collaborations, but crucially, they use data-driven insights. They use platforms like YouTube Shorts strategically to boost his global appeal. It shows how labels help artists navigate this complex, data-rich digital landscape effectively.
So data and strategy combined with the artist's output.
Yeah, and then there's Chapel Roan. Her story is interesting. It was kind of an old-school discovery by Island Records in 2022.
Old school how?
It was based on a really palpable grassroots fandom, not necessarily immediate viral numbers online. And that dedication led to her 2025 Grammy for Best New Artist.
Ah, based on the actual fan connection.
Exactly. And Island's approach was very artist-centric. They truly respected her creative freedom. Think about releasing a ballad like Kaleidoscope as a lead single that's risky.
Very risky in today's market.
Right. And opting for new music instead of just repackaging with a deluxe album. That trust in her vision ultimately paid off massively with Good Luck, Babe. It got like 1.2 million streams on release day. Shows that betting on unique artistry still works.
Those are great examples of artist development. What about the innovation side? You mentioned labels driving tech, especially AI.
Yes, absolutely. Beyond artist development, labels are really powering innovation with cutting-edge tech, especially AI. Universal Music Group, for example, is deeply committed to ethical AI development and responsible partnerships. That's key.
Ethical AI. Okay. How does that look in practice?
Well, they demonstrated it by recreating Brenda Lee's young voice for a Spanish version of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree using SoundLab's AI, with permission, of course.
Wow. Okay.
They also use AI tools to restore John Lennon's vocals for the Beatles track Now and Then.
I remember that.
Yeah. And they use AI for operational stuff, too, like data analytics, customer service. Importantly, UMG has a dedicated AI review team that's evaluated over 600 proposals, prioritizing ethical training data and copyright protection. That's crucial governance in the space.
That's truly innovative. And yeah, the ethical questions are huge, aren't they? Preserving an artist's voice versus, well, creating something entirely new.
A tightrope.
Definitely. Shifting gears slightly, Sony Music is doing some really interesting things where music meets gaming.
Ah, yes, the metaverse connection.
Exactly. Miles Smith, the British singer-songwriter, he recently had a virtual concert on a custom Fortnite island. His avatar performed.
In Fortnite. Okay.
Yeah. And Sony Immersive Music Studios used markerless motion capture.
Markerless, so no special suits needed.
Exactly. No suits, no dots. It allows for incredibly fast production. They took Miles Smith's virtual concert from just an idea to release in only 11 weeks.
11 weeks. That's incredibly fast for that kind of production.
Right, and they co-marketed it with Fortnite and PlayStation.
Smart.
What's compelling here is that these immersive experiences aren't just for kids or hardcore gamers. Miles Smith has over 1 billion streams. His song Stargazing was huge in the UK charts in 2024. It shows broad appeal.
So immersive isn't just a niche thing. Okay.
Not necessarily.
And then there's that truly powerful story from Warner Music Group, harnessing AI to give Randy Travis his voice back.
Oh, right, after his stroke.
Yeah, after that debilitating stroke in 2013, Warner Music Nashville, with Randy's full blessing, used AI trained on, I think it was 42 of his original vocal tracks.
Wow, that's specific.
To recreate his voice for new songs like Where That Came From and Horses in Heaven. It was described as a meticulous process, a real labor of love. And it really portrays an ethical, heartfelt use of AI, helping an artist continue their life's purpose.
That's incredible. A very different application of AI than just, generating generic tracks.
Completely different. And these kinds of innovations and this kind of support aren't just limited to individual artists or tech experiments. Record labels are increasingly acting as really powerful engines for global cultures and economies. It's a truly impactful role in the modern music world.
How so? Engines for global culture.
Take Warner Music Group's 91 North Records. It's a joint venture between Warner Music Canada and Warner Music India, launched in 2022. Its specific aim is promoting South Asian music globally.
Okay, a dedicated venture.
Yeah, they describe it as a cultural movement that exports culture. They do this by building local teams with South Asian heritage, using those global networks, but amplifying artists without westernizing their sound, preserving authenticity.
That not westernizing point is key, I imagine.
Crucial. Similarly, Universal Music Group invested heavily in Mavin Global Records. That's a major Nigerian Afrobeats label. It's about tapping into Africa's incredibly diverse and growing music scene.
Afrobeats is huge globally now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this partnership works because it leverages UMG's global resources and Maven's deep local expertise. There's mutual trust, cross-education, and it's led to massive international success for artists like Rima and Era Star.
Rima's Calm Down was everywhere.
Everywhere. Era Star broke records for Nigerian female artists on Spotify. Rima's album HEIS hit #1 in over 11 countries. It's proof that this model works.
We've talked about global reach, but what about specific regional successes making waves internationally? I'm thinking about artists like Lars Huang from Sony Music Entertainment China. What does his rise tell us about, say, C-pop's global ambitions?
Lars Huang is a fascinating example. He's an incredible Gen Z talent from China, performs in Mandarin, English, and Cantonese, and he has the clear ambition to bring C-pop to the international stage.
Multilingual, aiming global, okay?
And he has a truly significant social media presence. We're talking 1.6 billion views on Weibo in a single month.
Billion, with a B.
With a B. And commercially, his album Fun only sold 100,000 physical copies in just 24 hours.
Physical copies in 24 hours.
Yep. Earned IFPI 5X platinum recognition. His story really underscores the incredible potential for localized artists to achieve global resonance when they have the right label support and strategy.
Okay, so labels are definitely still major players adapting and driving things forward. What does all this mean then for the broader industry shifts and maybe policy considerations moving forward?
Well, it's clear that generative AI is becoming increasingly commonplace, especially in marketing. U.S. users of Gen AI are projected to more than double to 36 million by 2028.
Doubling users.
Yeah, and Gen AI already addresses something like 60% of online searches. And maybe more importantly for businesses, a striking 64% of organizations globally are achieving a significant return on investment, ROI, from Gen AI.
They're seeing actual results.
Actual bottom line results. This makes dynamic creative optimization, or DCO, increasingly common.
DCO, remind me what that is exactly.
That's where AI generates and customizes ad content in real time for individual users. So every ad impression is potentially hyper-relevant to that specific person at that specific moment.
Right, personalized ads on the fly.
Exactly. And with this rise in AI and digital targeting, data becomes the ultimate competitive edge. Agencies are leveraging vast data sets using both traditional data and now synthetic data too.
Synthetic data, like AI-generated data.
Yeah, AI-created data that mimics real-world data patterns.
Mm-hmm.
They use it for real-time campaign optimization and, crucially, for risk-reduced experimentation. Test new approaches without using real customer data initially.
Ah, okay, so they can test more freely.
Precisely. It allows for incredibly precise targeting and much more flexible ad strategies, driving efficiency.
But this surge in data use, targeted advertising,
Yeah.
it's not without its challenges, right? There must be pushback or concerns.
Oh, absolutely. We're seeing increasing government scrutiny and regulation of advertising worldwide. Stricter rules are emerging around data privacy, child protection online, platform accountability.
The big tech regulation discussion.
Exactly. There's even a U.S. congressional probe right now into major advertising firms. And the ongoing debate around Section 230, the law that generally protects online platforms from liability for user-generated content that continues to be a really hot topic, changes there could have massive implications.
So, lots of regulatory pressure building. How is the music industry responding specifically on the policy front? You mentioned the IFPI earlier.
Right. On the music industry policy front, the IFPI has a very clear manifesto outlining key priorities. First, they emphasize the critical need to recognize music's value. Fundamentally, this means requiring permission and likely payment for copyrighted music to be used on platforms.
Getting platforms to license properly?
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Protecting creators and ensuring fair compensation. It's fundamental.
Okay, what else?
They also call for tackling streaming manipulation.
You mean like bots generating fake plays?
Exactly. Artificial plays, often exacerbated now by generative AI, creating fake accounts or activity. The IFPI sees this as a form of digital theft that requires serious legal action and robust collaboration across the industry with platforms and with governments.
Right, fighting the bots.
Then, they advocate strongly for safeguarding music's future from unauthorized AI ingestion.
AI ingestion, meaning AI models being trained on copyrighted music without permission.
Precisely. They're pushing for policymakers to reject any changes that would undermine creators' rights regarding AI training data. Specifically, they want AI developers to be required to disclose records of the copyrighted material used for training.
Transparency.
And to clearly label AI-generated outputs so you know if something was made by AI.
Labeling. Okay, that makes sense.
And finally, the IFPI stresses the importance of supporting public performance and broadcasting rights. This ensures fair royalties for artists and producers when their music is played in public bars, shops, radio, TV.
Performance royalties.
Exactly. Particularly in major markets like the USA and Japan, where full rights, especially for the recording itself, are still lacking compared to many other countries. It's all about ensuring creators are fairly compensated for their work, no matter how or where it's consumed.
Okay, that covers the industry and policy side. Let's shift our attention back to the consumer for a bit. Specifically, the Gen Z music listener, because they really are shaping the future of consumption, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. They are central to understanding where things are headed. And for this generation, music is, well, it's indispensable. It's not just background noise.
Indispensable. How?
It's truly essential for daily life. It provides emotional support, helps shape their identity, fosters community. They even use it to broaden perspectives like learning languages through listening to foreign music. It's deeply integrated.
That's a profound way to look at it, more than just entertainment.
Much more. And Gen Z are also what we call musical omnivores.
Omnivores, meaning they listen to everything.
Pretty much. They prioritize mood and emotion over sticking to strict genre labels. They value both brand new music and older, nostalgic tracks equally.
Ah, so it's about the feeling, not the category.
Exactly. And their tastes are heavily influenced by online content, what they see on TikTok, YouTube, but also recommendations from friends and family. Peer influence is huge. It reflects a very fluid, very personalized approach to consumption. They're not bound by traditional categories at all.
And discovery must be constant for them then, if they're not sticking to genres.
It's continuous. Discovery happens everywhere. Through curated playlists on Spotify or Apple Music, yes, but also through viral short-form videos.
The TikTok effect.
Definitely. And music embedded in games, TV shows, films. Soundtracks are huge discovery tools again. But, as I said, peer recommendations remain absolutely crucial. What your friends are listening to matters.
And what about their connection to the artists themselves? You mentioned parasocial relationships earlier.
Right. What's compelling about the artist-fan connection is that it varies widely within Gen Z. Some really seek deep empathy and authenticity from artists. They want to feel that connection.
They want the artist to be relatable, real.
Yes. But others are perfectly content to separate the art from the artist. They just like the music, and that's enough. Interestingly, research suggests upbringing and family play a significant role in shaping those early musical affinities and maybe how they view artists.
Fascinating. And what about live music? Does it still hold the same power for them?
Absolutely. Live music continues to create really powerful, lasting impressions for Gen Z. It serves as a vital source of discovery, hearing a great opening act, for instance.
Yeah, I've discovered bands that way.
Right. And it definitely deepens those artist-fan bonds. Even with financial considerations being a factor, the live experience is highly valued. Which brings us back to authenticity as a kind of cultural currency for this generation.
Authenticity again.
Gen Z demands it. And it's clearly a key driver of success for artists who feel real. Think Charlie XCX, Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter. They resonate because they seem authentic.
Okay.
And it's also worth noting the growing influence of LGBTQ plus communities as cultural tastemakers. They often lead the way in identifying and championing authentic, boundary-pushing artists.
That's a really important point about tastemaking. So, given all these insights into Gen Z's habits, their focus on mood, authenticity, constant discovery, and the broader industry shifts towards short-form content, what are the sounds that are actually shaping consumer behavior now? What are the emerging genres gaining traction?
Okay, yeah, let's talk genres. What's clear across many of these diverse trends is that music is increasingly engineered for immediate viral impact.
Engineered for virality.
Yeah, designed to be shared easily, replayed constantly in short bursts. This fundamentally alters the creative process for artists, and of course the discovery pathways for listeners. Short-form content truly dominates. Music is increasingly designed for that quick hit, maximum replayability on TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts.
Right, the 15-second hook is king.
Pretty much. And this has led to the emergence, or maybe resurgence, of specific genre trends predicted to be big in 2025. First up, Hyperpop 2.0.
Hyperpop. Okay, what's 2.0 like?
Still has that glitchy, kind of overstimulating production, heavily auto-tuned vocals, lots of genre blending, but it's maybe even more self-aware and engineered for virality. Think Charlie XCX. Brands like Pepsi have used it for fast-paced, high-energy ads.
Okay, hyperactive pop. What else?
Then there are global clothes sounds like Amapiano from South Africa and Bale Funk from Brazil.
Amapiano's blown up.
Totally. Known for those hypnotic grooves, the log drums and Amapiano jazz soul influences, pushed into the mainstream largely by dance challenges on social media. Think artists like Uncle Waffles. Adidas has used these sounds for lifestyle campaigns, captures that cool, global vibe.
Yeah, very danceable. Makes sense for lifestyle brands.
Absolutely. Then there's this category called genre-bending music. It's pop, but with no fixed identity. Can be theatrical, experimental, but still somehow catchy. Often explores themes of queerness.
Artists like
FKA Twigs, Chappell Roan fit here. It's appealing to high-fashion brands. Victor and Rolf used it. But even mainstream brands like Marshalls are tapping into that eclectic feel.
Interesting. What about rock? Is anything happening there?
Definitely. There's a post-punk revival. It's positioned almost as an anti-algorithm sound.
Anti-algorithm? How so?
It's raw, it's imperfect, it feels very human, less polished than a lot of pop. Appeals to brands focused on authenticity marketing. Think Fontaine's DC whiskey brands like Jameson have used this kind of sound. Implies heritage, grit.
Raw and authentic. Got it.
Then, moving towards smoother sounds, neo-soul and jazz are seeing a resurgence. Uses jazz instrumentation and improvisation with hip-hop beats, R&B vocals, sometimes electronica. Creates a modern, sophisticated, almost luxurious aesthetic.
Sounds cool. Good for which brands?
Perfect for premium brands. Apple used artists like Casa overall for their spatial audio campaigns, implies quality, depth.
Okay. And on the other end of the spectrum, more intense stuff.
Yeah, there's funk.
Funk. Tell me about funk.
It's dark, kind of moody, often cinematic, and usually high BPM, heavily influenced by gaming culture, car culture, and especially TikTok edits.
Ah, the TikTok edit sound.
Exactly. Artists like Cordell are big. Formula One has used funk for trailers, captures that speed, intensity, slightly underground feel.
Okay, I can hear that. Country music? Anything new there?
Yes, alt country and southern gothic. This is kind of a pushback against that classy mainstream country pop sound. Focuses more on melancholic storytelling, raw instrumentation, atmosphere. Think Orville Peck, maybe Ethel Cain.
More atmospheric, less shiny.
Right. It resonates with heritage brands, outdoor brands. Filson used Orville Peck, for example. Connects to ideas of tradition, storytelling.
Makes sense. What about hip-hop?
Drill music and UK rap continue to be hugely influential globally. Gritty, cinematic production, often socially conscious lyrics, rapid-fire flows, deeply connected to streetwear and sports culture.
Central C, for example.
Exactly. Brands like JD Sports heavily utilize drill artists and aesthetics. It speaks directly to youth culture.
Okay. Any more ambient sounds?
Yes, ambient and binaural soundscapes. This is about immersive 3D audio, designed for de-stressing, focus, relaxation.
The wellness trend in music.
Totally. Think Brian Eno, but also newer artists making music specifically for meditation or sleep apps. Wellness brands, high-tech brands embrace this. Samsung used it for Galaxy Buds campaigns.
Immersive audio for relaxation. Okay. Last one.
Last one is the EDM resurgence. Call it a rave revival.
EDM's back.
Kind of. Big festival energy, massive drops, euphoric synth lines, driven by big festivals coming back post-pandemic, and lots of collaborations between pop stars and DJs. Fred again is a key example. Apple used his stuff for AirPods campaigns, captures that energy, movement, communal joy.
Wow, that's a really diverse list, from funk to ambient to alt country.
It really shows the fragmentation, but also the richness of the current music landscape. There's something for every mood, every niche, every brand.
And this diversity, coupled with the short-form content dominance, it all ties into this significant shift, the perceived death of the album.
Right. And the undisputed rise of the single, the snippet, the pre-release teaser.
Artists are increasingly abandoning full, cohesive albums, aren't they, in favor of just constant single drops, teaser snippets, TikTok-ready hooks.
It's driven by those shrinking attention spans we talked about, and the platform algorithms rewarding constant novelty. Keep feeding the machine.
Keep feeding the machine. And live music is changing too, you mentioned. Touring becoming a VIP sport.
Yeah, that's a term being used. Rising production costs, fuel, crew, gear are making big tours incredibly expensive. This can turn those large-scale arena shows into premium, almost luxury experiences with high ticket prices.
Pricing out some fans?
Potentially, yes. Which leads indie artists, or those focused on deeper connection, to favor smaller, more intimate gigs. Places where that genuine artist-fan energy can still thrive without the massive overhead.
So a bifurcation in live music, too. Huge, expensive shows and smaller, intimate ones.
Seems to be the trend. So wrapping up, we've really explored these profound shifts happening across media and entertainment.
Yeah.
From that fierce battle for your limited attention and those migrating advertising dollars,
Right.
to the undeniable rise of independent creators as the new celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
And the really innovative ways record labels are navigating this new complex landscape, developing artists using tech, driving global culture.
It's clear that the way we consume, the way artists create, the way businesses operate, it's all fundamentally changed. The ground is still shifting under our feet.
It really is.
So maybe a final thought for you, our listener, to mull over. Given this increasing role of algorithms and AI in everything, content creation, discovery, promotion, and this sort of democratization of celebrity through creators, how will human artistry continue to evolve? How will it differentiate itself and create lasting value, create those unforgettable experiences?
Yeah.
What's the true meaning of connection when it's increasingly mediated, maybe even shaped by technology? Where does the human element shine through?
That's the big question for the future, isn't it? Something
Yeah.
to keep thinking about.